Hey babes, it's B. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I do my calligraphy / hand lettering and giving you a few tips and tricks so that you can learn how to do it yourself. I tried to make it as simple as possible so that it can help beginners and anybody who's struggling with their calligraphy. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get right into it. The first step for getting into calligraphy is getting your supplies ready. The first pen that I'm going to show is the Tombow dual brush pen. This has a brush side as well as a thin side, and there's also the Tombow Furunosuke brush pens, which has the soft tip and the hard tip ones, but there are other brands such as the Sakura Pigma brush pens as well as the Pentel Fude Touch brush sign pens, but these are the more fancy options. But you can also go with Crayola super tips or no markers at all and just go with a simple pen or pencil. I think that the easiest way to start getting into calligraphy is doing faux calligraphy first. This personally helped me so much when I was first trying to do calligraphy because my main struggle was figuring out when I was supposed to be doing thick lines and when I was supposed to be doing thin lines. So this really helps a lot because you have to physically place the thick lines. So with faux calligraphy, you write out a word in cursive and then you place a second line next to the downward stroke of a letter. By this, I mean whenever you're writing out the letter, when your writing utensil is moving downwards, that is your downstroke. When it's moving upwards, that's your upstroke. The downstrokes are the thick lines and the upstrokes are the thin ones. It seems simple enough, though it's a little difficult to figure out at first. I struggled with this at the beginning, and I'm sure a lot of people do as well, so it's a really common thing to be confused about, so don't worry. Here I'm drawing some arrows to indicate the downstrokes a little bit easier in case you couldn't tell by my thick lines. I'm showing you exactly where the downstrokes are. You can use any type of writing utensil for faux calligraphy, from pen to pencil to even the Crayola super tips that I showed you, and even the brush pens. Mainly anything that can write can be used for faux calligraphy. It's just a really good way to start off and practice, and it's just an easy way to get the calligraphy look. Now that you know which ones are the downstrokes and the upstrokes, I can show you with a real brush pen what those look like. So here I've demonstrated the thin strokes, which are going upwards, and the downstrokes, which are the thicker ones. And I've also showed you with 3 different types of brush pens, the transition between the two. I feel like this is a pretty good exercise to get the hang of the upstrokes and the downstrokes and going from one to the other. It also helps you figure out which pen you like best. I like to do this every time I get a new pen just so I get more used to it and the way that it works. It was really difficult for me at first to get used to the brush tip, so I feel like this is a pretty good exercise to help you with the transition between thick and thin lines. Once you're more comfortable with the transition between thick and thin, I suggest you start writing out the alphabet many times just so that you get used to writing actual letters. You can write out each letter multiple times and figure out which way you want it to be written or which way is more comfortable for you, because there are a ton of different styles of calligraphy. Everybody has their own way to write each letter. You can go with a more print style of lettering or a more cursive style. It really is up to you and whatever you're most comfortable with or whatever you like best. Just keep practicing and playing around with the letters and figure out what you like. After practicing your alphabet to death, it is time to put it all together. I recommend starting with this quote, which has every single letter of the alphabet in it. It's a good way to practice your alphabet yet again, as well as connecting the letters. As you can see, I'm going pretty slow, and that is totally fine. That is my tip to you. Do not speed the process. Going slow is best in this case, and I used to go even slower than that, so just go slow and take your time and do not get frustrated if it doesn't look the best, because mine didn't either. For this, you really need to have patience. And also, remember you don't have to use fancy markers at all. Like I said in the beginning, you can use a pencil or a pen or Crayola super tips, which are the really inexpensive and pretty available options. You can even use the thicker Crayola markers. I've used those before as well, though I didn't feature them in this video. As you can see, it's just about the pressure. The more pressure you apply, the thicker your lines will be. The less pressure, the thinner. And that's just what you have to keep in mind while you're practicing. Once you feel comfortable with your calligraphy, you can spice it up a little bit and try to make it look a little more interesting. Here I'm showing you the straight calligraphy and the bouncy calligraphy. That's just what I'm calling them for now. With the straight calligraphy, the baseline of the letters are the same. There's a line straight across with the letters, but with the bouncy calligraphy, the baseline changes a lot. As I'm about to show you, it's not a straight line across. Each letter has a different baseline. And here I'm showing you with the word calligraphy, which I misspelled, but don't mind that, the difference between the straight calligraphy and the bouncy calligraphy. My final and most important tip to you is to practice. These are some of my notes from school, and as you can see, I write in calligraphy all over them, and that's just what I do to practice. I am practicing all the time. You don't need to set time aside to do that, though you can with calligraphy project books like this one. You can just practice wherever you are with whatever you have. This project book is helpful though. I used it in my real-time lettering with me video, and it gave me a lot of practice time, which was really useful, and it also made me realize that calligraphy is different for each person. This calligraphy varies throughout the book, and it's different from mine, so when mine doesn't look the exact same, I remind myself that it's just different and not that mine is particularly bad, and that's what you have to do as well. A few final tips is to remember to go slow, and it's okay to pick up your pencil or your pen or whatever you're using to write with. It's just up to you, whatever is easiest and whatever works for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and share it and subscribe to my channel for more videos from me. Turn on the post notifications so you know when I post my next video. If you have any other questions about calligraphy, or if I didn't address something that you're struggling with in this video, please let me know in the comments and I can make another video to help you guys a little bit more. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!